Hello my lovelies and welcome to today's video. So I'm currently a bit sick, so please excuse my voice. um, Today I thought it would be fun to talk about 7 tips that I have to increase your energy healing abilities. Now, as a Reiki practitioner myself, if you're new here, I am a Reiki level 2 practitioner as well as a Rainbow Reiki level 2 practitioner, and I am currently making a shamanic apprenticeship, just for like a bit context. I believe personally that we are all born with natural energy healing abilities. I think that children are natural born shamans and have natural shamanic viewpoint. I, however, believe that over time, due to social conditioning or just just a lack of support from our community and the pressure that we are put under to conform to a certain ideal, this slowly strips us away, not from being able to do this, but being aware of our energetic healing abilities. So I thought I could just offer up a few tricks and tips for those of you who are energy healers, who practice some form of energy healing, or some of you that would maybe just like to become aware of your natural gifts, of your natural abilities. So I'm also gonna include a little practical exercise for you to become more aware of your energetic field and to strengthen your energetic field, which will be at the end of this video. So if you're not interested in me rambling a lot, because I like to ramble on, I will include a little timestamp here so you can skip towards that if you're more into the practical aspect of it. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and get started. So the first tip that I have for you is to take care of your body. Now, this seems simple enough, but it also makes sense. If we are not in the peak optimal state that we can be physically, we can also not help others, whether that be humans or just other energetic organisms. So my advice to you is to make sure that you always drink enough water, always at least drink 2 liters of water. I know you've probably heard people say that a lot. Personally, I drink over 3 liters of water a day. I'm not like trying to tell you should drink so much that your kidneys start to give in, but make sure that you drink at least 2 liters of water a day. It makes the energy just flow better through your own body. It raises your vibration, and it just makes you be able to do your job better, as well as your clients be able to receive the energy better. On that note, always tell whoever you're treating, if they're able to please drink some water before a treatment. So drinking enough water is great. Make sure you get enough sleep. That's also important. I think a lot of us think we get enough sleep and then we still wake up tired. If that's happening to you, it's a sign that you're not getting enough sleep, or you're not getting proper sleep. So make sure your sleeping environment is also adequate. Make sure that you are giving yourself enough time before going to fall asleep to actually get tired. Does that make sense? Like, don't overstimulate yourself right before trying to fall asleep, because then you will also not really be able to access the full benefits of REM sleep. Jeez, I feel like I'm... The second tip that I have for you is to eat a plant-based diet, or as plant-based as you can. Now, I'm not going to get into like the health debate here, even though I do believe that a plant-based diet is the most ethical, sustainable, and healthy diet for your body, which is what I also personally do. What I personally eat, what do you but for me, the biggest difference that I saw after switching to a plant-based diet was that my spiritual awakening really started to, I don't know, just to open up more to me. It was really when I started eating plant-based that I started getting a lot of downloads from the universe, from source, whatever you want to call it. And how I'm going to explain it, how I personally understand it and how I've experienced it, is that when you eat the flesh of a being that has been put under a lot of stress and has experienced pain in their lifetime, you are energetically consuming those memories, those feelings, those emotions into your energetic body. And since we're talking here about energy healing, let's just talk about the energy. So what happens when you are consuming all of this stress, all of this pain, and you are merging it with your own energetic field? It means that you will feel bad after your meals. You will maybe feel a bit sick. You'll maybe feel like, oh, I just ate too much, or this was too fatty, or whatever. And I tell you now, you will never feel like that on a plant-based diet, because it's not about the salt on the food. It's not about the fact that it's so fucking processed, even though that of course has an effect. But the main thing is that you are consuming pain, you are consuming suffering. And if you want to be able to best use your energetic abilities, your energetic field should also be as clean and as vibrant as possible. Now, moving on with that, the third point I have is to cleanse your energetic body. Now, there are different ways that you can cleanse your energetic body. If you are already familiar with energy healing, I can advise you that you can also cleanse your energetic body with like an aura strengthening treatment, or like a chakra cleanse, something like that. But there are also different ways that you can do it. Crystals are great. I personally don't use crystals so much in my practice, but to each their own. Aromatherapy, sound healing. I am going to mention something that I really love, which is free, which we all love here. If something is free, it's great. 432 music. So I'm gonna write it here on the screen so you can search it on YouTube if you're not familiar with it. But it's basically like this, what you would think about when you think about meditation music. There are different frequencies of music that you can listen to. All of them have different benefits, but 432 music really has also been scientifically shown to balance the what do you call this, I almost said atoms in your body, I just woke up. I'm sorry. I'm also gonna put that on the screen. The basically all the energetic cells in your body. It just balances the energy, and it feels really great. It calms you down, and it really makes you feel a bit rejuvenated. Now, the fourth tip that I have for you, number 4, is to do some sort of grounding practice daily. Now, if you're gonna be there for others energetically, it's going to take a lot of out of your system. If you're going to be giving too much of yourself, you're also going to be notice side effects, like that you are maybe exhausted, that you have like no energy, unable to get out of bed, and that you get a bit sick, which is exactly what has happened to me. I haven't been sick in probably 2 or 3 years, and it's not, I wouldn't say I'm like really sick. I just have a bit throat pain, like a tiny bit, which is super odd for me. Like just this tiny bit, I'm just like, what the hell is going on with my body? But yeah, I've been giving a lot of myself to other beings lately. I've recently given birth to a lovely little boy, and being a mother to 2 children, giving energy treatments all the time to other people, putting all my time and energy that I then have left into making food and blah blah blah. Not that it's interesting for any of you, but it has been taking a toll on me lately, since I haven't been making enough time for myself. So that, make enough time for yourself. But yes, let's get back to the tip, to ground yourself daily. Now for me, I personally think, like, because I'm someone who really lives in my head, I live in my 6th and my 7th chakra. It is where I feel at home. it is very important to spend some time in nature, which is also why I record my videos outside, because it helps to ground my energy. So make some sort of grounding practice for you, whether that is meditation, mindfulness, spending time outside. Yeah, it's really important. Now, the fifth tip that I have for you, number 5, is to always keep learning new things. Never stay stagnant. Now, I'm not saying that you should always just every day learn something new and then let nothing sink in. I'm saying learn something. Learn all about what interests you. Read about what interests you. Don't censor yourself with that. If something just vaguely interests you, even though you grew up thinking that this is somehow witchcraft and it's bad or whatever, allow yourself to explore new topics. First of all, give yourself permission to allow yourself to explore new topics. Explore those topics. And I don't know, some people like to learn about 6 or 7 different things at once and hop between them, or focus on one thing, learn it thoroughly, and then go to the next thing. Whatever is your learning style, I would encourage you to just not stay stagnant with the learning process. Every day, make it a thing to learn something new, whether that is reading 1 page out of a book, it's totally adequate, or trying out a new technique, or learning about a new philosophy. It is also important for us as energy healers to be aware of different viewpoints, aware of different opinions, aware of different ways of living your life, because that makes you a better energy healer for others, as well as being able to deepen your own practice. Now, moving along with that, my 6th tip is to work on yourself. And with that I mean, you have to go deep. You have to face your shadow side. You have to become aware of the beliefs that you hold that no longer serve you, that no longer serve others. And you have to let them go. And that sounds very easy. It is not easy. Ask the universe for help, whether you believe in God, whatever your religious or spiritual viewpoint. Ask some sort of higher power for help. It is very hard to do everything by yourself, which is something I personally also have a problem with. I have a massive problem with asking for help. But ask for help, whether that is from another energy healer, a psychologist, a higher power. You have to also slowly work through any sort of trauma that you faced in your life. And I'm sorry to say this, but this is the reality. If there is some things where you feel like blockages in your past, you have to slowly start working through them. Maybe slowly start working through the smaller things first. Only do what you feel you are ready to do. Because I don't want you to put yourself into a state of shock and that you're incapable of doing something, you fall into a deep dark depression. That is not what we want. We are only facing the things that we feel ready to deal with. Now, with all of that said, I try to keep it as brief as I personally can. I will show you a little exercise to become aware of your energetic field, as well as something that I also personally do to strengthen my energetic field. You can do it as often as you want, as whatever you want. So we're going to be working with our hands, because our hands are basically like conduits for energy to flow through them. You can of course also send energy in your mind's eye, whatever you prefer. But when we are sending energy in this realm, whether you have someone sitting in front of you, or even you're doing a distance treatment, you can close your eyes and still put your hands where you would visualize that person. It helps to stay grounded. It helps to be in the here and now, because I also personally find when you're doing everything out of your mind's eye, can kind of like float out of your body, and it's also hard to come back down. Just my own personal experience. But for shamanic traveling, oh yeah. That's also why we like to use music. Manwashi is coming with a baby to me. What is going on here? Is he tired? Is he hungry? Yeah, my partner also just dropped a tiny one off with me. Let's see if I'm able to do all of this at once. Okay, so I'm gonna explain with my one hand that I have. So yeah, hands are conduits for energy to flow through them. So in order to become aware of your energetic field, I would like you to take the hand which you write with. This will be our little, I don't know, this will be the first hand that we use. So I want you to keep the other hand, your non-dominant hand, kind of like stretched out like this, and then we're going to be using our middle fingers. I'm not flipping you off, I promise. Our middle fingers are our strongest energetic fingers. Now we're going to be working with the chakras on our hands. Yes, our hands do have chakras, our fingers have chakras. So we have a chakra located right here, as well as tiny little chakras in our fingertips. So as I said, the chakra in the middle finger has the strongest energetic resonance. So we're first going to take our non-dominant hand stretched out and our dominant hand, middle finger. Now I don't want you to be touching your hand, because we're playing with our energetic field. The moment you touch your hand, it's kind of like causing a disturbance in the energetic field. But I want you to keep your finger, you can touch like here if you want, but here, but not on the energetic field where we're going to be working. But it's best if we don't touch at all. So you're gonna take your middle finger and you're gonna hold it like 0.5 centimeter to 1 centimeter away from your hand palm. I just if I show it here. But then we're going to be slowly, I don't know, for me personally, as a person who works with energy every day, the moment that I hold it here, I can already feel resonance. But we're going to be building up the energy in these spots. So slowly, in clockwise or anti-clockwise, whatever you prefer, whatever is easier for the hand you're working with, I should say. We're going to be making circles in this chakra. So if you want, you can quickly do it with me. Not quickly, we're going to be taking our time. So we're slowly going to be making circles around our chakra on our hand palm. If you have experience with this, it will almost be like, if you close your eyes, it will feel like you're very softly touching your hand palm, even though it's not touching. That is the kind of point we want to build up on. But if you have no experience with this yet, maybe you don't feel something yet, that's fine. So slowly, I'm even going a bit too fast, slowly making some circles. Now you can do it still for a bit longer, but for the sake of keeping this video a bit briefer, let's move on to the fingers. Now you can start with the middle finger if you want. I personally like to start with the middle finger, and then we're gonna do all the fingers. Now you don't want to be doing it here under the nail. You want to be doing it, if your hand is flat, right here. So I'm gonna be taking them not like this, but like this, because the energy is also coming out like this, not like this. Just continue making circles. Now, the best results, if you have the time, would come from doing around 3 minutes on each part. However, with 1 minute you will already feel quite a strong resonance. Since you are just playing with your own energetic body and not with someone else's energetic body, which then the rule is always like around 3 minutes is best. Now let's do the rest of the fingers on this hand. Maybe I should say pause the video and then do all of them. I don't know. Or yeah, maybe just pause the video. I will off camera do the rest of my fingers and then let's come back. Okay, so I just did this hand. Now let's go ahead and do this hand as well. So the same thing, we take the middle finger of the non-dominant hand. You can also do it in whichever way you want. And then we're also going to be making circles on the hand palm, circles on the fingers, and then we'll continue together. Let's do that first. Okay, now I've done both hands. Sorry if I'm a bit off center, I'm also breastfeeding. So now we've basically activated all the little chakras on our hands. Now is where you can really try to see if you can feel your energetic field. So you're basically going to bring your hands together around this much. See if you can feel it. You can also move your hands a bit. How it feels like, you know, when you hold two magnets against each other, like a positive to a positive side or a negative to a negative side, and they're like very lightly pushing each other away. That's how it feels with your hands, which I think is so cool. Now what we can do is we can also take it a bit further apart. See how slowly together again. Now I can really play with it a bit. Still feel it. See how far you can move them apart while still being aware of your energetic field. And move them slowly back together. Yeah, so that was my little exercise for you. Please try it out. If you do try the exercise out, please let me know. I think it's great if you're new to energy healing, if you've never done anything with energy healing and you're not even aware of your own energetic field. It's a great way to become aware of it. And if you are already practicing energy healing, I would also like to hear your opinions. Like that was a bit sassy. Honestly, already feel a bit better just from being outside. I hope you're having a great day. And and until my next video, bye bye.